so...
Espectacular?
Yes, Haley!
This is an interesting video games news story from today, folks. It's so interesting that I find myself in the precarious position of actually being on the side of the outlier. In this case, that outlier is Fable the reboot.
Massive weapons.
Wanker.
Take a look at this article here, folks, from Insider Gaming. Fable is reportedly uncomfortably over budget, uncomfortably numb like the Pink Floyd album. But I will say this much: if we're talking about game budgets, especially the ones that are kept very secret by Microsoft, we're gonna have to do a little bit of guesswork here, folks. So let's get into this video today, and I tell you what, this is getting more and more interesting, especially when this particular game is up against another game from Sony, which is so laughably bad that I'm actually going to be on the side of Fable. Don't ask me why. I guess I've taken a few knocks to the head today, as it were. So again, well, let's forget that, dude. Fable has experienced several delays. Well, since its initial announcement, this game has had more delays than GTA 6 in terms of what they're supposed to have removed quietly from the game. In the case of GTA 6, pride parades where you could probably run over the participants, and of course, if you heard about the recent story in Germany, that's probably why they're hurrying to remove that kind of stuff, just in case it gets the wrong idea. But anyway, we had the game being postponed from 2025 to 2026, and now it's 2027 because everything happens in the rule of three, folks. Now, along with these delays, it appears that Playground Games may have exceeded their budget for the upcoming title. My God, before going any further, well, listen, never mind your free plug-in there, Insider Gaming. Let's talk about this. God of War Luffy, or Luffy, however you want to pronounce it, it's arriving a day ahead of Fable's early access release. So basically, what it is, these two titles from two opposing rivals are going head to head, and honestly, I can't actually stop giggling about this. It is pretty funny, actually. Given the fact that Fable is being made with the Forza Tech engine, you know, the game engine that was developed by Turn 10 Studios, right? Who is designed, the actual engine is designed for high-speed racing, you know, incredible blurry graphics, just high performance. But when you take that engine and you're asking it to be an RPG where you're walking around interplaying with diverse NPCs, which, for goodness sake, why on earth would you do that? Richard Ayoade, Moss from the IT crowd, is a jolly green giant, or in this case, a jolly half green giant, if you get what I mean. Now, you got to make him take giant shits in the village. I think that'll be absolutely hilarious, and they should incorporate that. For some reason, it seems to be a flex from Sony that God of War Luffy is going to do better in sales than Fable. God of War Luffy, you remember, was partially co-written by Alana Pierce, the same woman who has more of an STD face these days than she has as an actual ounce of talent as a journalist.
Or at all, if we can't at least get physical versions. Not only may this include things that you have paid full price for, which is so anti-consumer that I don't understand how it's allowed, it's also just, I don't know, really sad.
Are you serious?
PlayStation makes a mockery of Xbox's multi-platform push by dropping God of War 1 a day before Fable, because of course, if I'm not mistaken, Fable is actually being released on the PlayStation 5 as well. Microsoft is helping advertise the fact that PS5 has more content. Microsoft's lack of faith in its own platforms gets a shiny new spotlight in February of next year, as Sony confirms a tentpole exclusive that will go head-to-head with Xbox's own contribution to PlayStation 5. Of course, because now it's hard to keep track about what Xbox is allowing to be on the PlayStation 5. Again, what they should have done was just say console exclusive. That's the way to go. And look, we've got a screenshot here. A Fable Demon Door reacts to Microsoft's poor Xbox strategy. Very funny, Jez. Xbox players have been begging Microsoft for years to give it a AAA tentpole game on par with PlayStation 5 players have historically gotten. And right at the finishing line, Microsoft said, nah, time for a rant. And of course, Jez goes into one exactly as he has highlighted here. Microsoft famously confirmed that Xbox players will no longer have exclusive content a few years ago. In a weird business update video that has since become notorious, Xbox fans expressed concern that without exclusive content, nobody would want to buy an Xbox. Lo and behold, the absolute obvious truth was, in fact, correct. I mean, the thing is, when you see something like Gears of War E-Day, which infamously had PlayStation 5 as a logo underneath it saying it was going to be playable there, and now suddenly it's not going to be, it remains an Xbox exclusive because Gears of War is born in the DNA of the Microsoft machine itself. So I completely understand that, but again, you're kind of losing out on sales. I mean, it's a bit of a contradictory thing here. Microsoft's utterly doomed multi-platform strategy is on the way out after the firm admitted it had failed to deliver growth. Asha Sharma, who of course is the new CEO, is committing to bringing back exclusive content for Xbox. I mean, what she should do is to sit the people down behind Halo Studios and fire each and every one of them for giving us garbage like this.
Takes more than fancy armor and a good PR campaign to impress me. That said, you do have our thanks. It's been rough out here, to say the least. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to fast forward the pleasantries and skip to the part where we get the hell off this ship.
Sounds good. Williams, we'll get you out of this foxhole. But we've still got a stop to make before we're done.
That works for us.
Works for me.
That same ugly bitch who berates Master Chief in his own video game. Xbox players will get Gears of War E-Day and mind-bendingly dark RPG Clockwork Revolution as exclusive titles only in the rear term, but various projects are still slated for the PlayStation. The biggest and most crucial among these is none other than Fable, developed by Playground Games of Forza Horizon fame. I mean, this is actually quite the damning article because it doesn't put Microsoft in the, yeah, we got our bros in our corner, because that is clearly not the case in this instance. But interestingly enough, what Jez says here is that the darkly satirical RPG that is Fable has been, up until next year, Xbox and Windows exclusive. Now, you know, you're talking about Witcher 3 mechanics that the game seems to borrow from quite heavily. But rather than Fable as an Xbox own answer to PlayStation's high quality exclusive titles, although I'm not going to say that about God of War Luffy, because I wouldn't call that, in fact, a high brand of title to look up to, but someone like Geoff Keighley would obviously love it. But again, that is getting early access on February the 16th of 2027, which is absolutely hilarious. The timing of the launch date is another hilarious reminder of how self-defeating Xbox's multi-platform push will continue to be long-term into the future. Now, Jez says he suspects God of War Luffy's launch window will punish Fable's PlayStation 5 sales quite substantively. Yeah, possibly that might be the case, even if the latter turns out to be a solid game. But then again, if you take a look at Luffy and the actual goofy gameplay, Frank the Cube, are you kidding me? What about Gleaming the Cube with Christian Slater? That's a far better proposition if you ask me.
Oh, you're different.
You're a cube. Talking. You know what? It doesn't matter. How do we get out of here?
Yeah, we've tried. There's no way out.
And you're a talking sword.
I'm not the sword. I'm the ribbons, obviously. And my name is Rue. The cube is Frank.
And honestly, the gameplay and the redesign of Deborah Ann Wall, a normally attractive woman, it has to be laughed at. And by the way, if you want to know Miss Wall's actual response to this, well, she has said that she's totally unbothered by the online backlash. She further goes on to say, it's okay if it's not your cup of tea, but in no universe is it bad. Well, I'll have to say with Deborah, she's correct. If you don't like the game, you don't have to buy it, you don't have to play it. Other people will play it. whether it actually, because you're getting a female, but you're actually propping her up on a male brand called God of War, it's not Goddess of War, right? Then therein lies the problem. Are people going to be put off by the slop that Sweet Baby Inc. could have been behind, allegedly? Or will they go for something more risk-taking like Fable the reboot, or Fable 4 if you want to call it that? Richard Iowati taking big, gigantic, massive dumps in the village, terrorizing the villagers, including our not so attractively wonderful heroine, whoever or whatever her name is.
Massive weapons.
Wanker.
And they even managed to bastardize Haley Atwell, of all people, in that game. But if I were you folks, and if you were me, and let's face it folks, you wouldn't want to be me any day of the week, I will catch you catching me, looking out for you, looking out for me, with the return of the next video.
Kung Fu Hot Dog. Don't forget to like and subscribe.